So I'm going to talk to you guys about tapas in Spain, which isn't one food, but a whole bunch of different foods. So tapa means small plate, and pretty much it's just a variety of small savory dishes that they eat in Spain. You can eat them as snacks or a whole meal if you eat enough of them. And it's such an important part of Spanish food culture and so popular in Spain that they even have a verb for it, which is pronounced tapear. And it means to go from place to place ordering tapas. It's a really important part of culture in Spain. And there are a lot of different theories as to where tapas came from, but there's not a whole lot of agreement. One of the theories, or not really a theory, but a legend or story, is that there was a king in the 13th century named Alfonso the Wise, and he became very ill. And in order to keep his strength up, he would eat small snacks throughout the day with his wine, and he got better. So when he got better, he made up a law that said that all drinks were to be served with food inside. Another theory is that agricultural workers or manual laborers in Spain used to eat small snacks throughout the day while they were waiting for their meals in order to keep their strength up. But a pretty commonly accepted theory is that it just started in the taverns in Sevilla, which is the city that I studied abroad in and one of the major cities in southern Spain. So tapas you usually eat with a group of people. You might go to a restaurant or bar and order some food, and occasionally they'll even serve you a free tapa if you order a drink in some places, which is kind of nice to get some free food on the side. And you may order a few at a time and eat them until you're full or don't want any more food. So there are a lot of different tapas that are really popular in Spain. And you can see on the top left corner, there is a picture of ham, cheese, and olives. And those are three things that the Spaniards are all really proud of. Their ham is a bit different than the ham that you might buy at the grocery store here. It's a lot drier and more salty, and they slice it very thin, but the Spaniards are known for their ham, and then cheese and olives as well. Next to that, there's a picture of patatas bravas, which are potatoes. They kind of look like home-style potatoes, sliced in squares, and they're covered in a tomato sauce. And then next to that is croquetas, which was one of my favorite tapas that I had in Spain. They're like little fried balls of mashed potatoes and cheese, and they might have some ham mixed in or mushrooms or any other kind of ingredient. Next to that is something that you guys may have tried, which is calamari. That's a pretty popular tapa in Spain. So it's little rings of fried squid. And then underneath that, you can see a picture of little fried up fish called boquerones fritos. And they just take a whole entire small fish like a sardine, and they throw it in a fry-later, and you eat the whole entire thing, bones and all. Next to that is a tomato soup called gazpacho. And then next to that is garbanzo beans with spinach. And those are some really, really popular tapas dishes in Spain. One that I am going to talk to you guys about is tortilla de patatas, or a Spanish omelet. And it's probably one of the most popular dishes in Spain. It's super, super simple. And it's kind of like the quintessential Spanish dish. And you may eat it as a tapa or in a sandwich for dinner, kind of whenever you want. But I'm going to show you guys how to make that now. And do I like how to share the screen for a minute? So there are almost no ingredients in this dish. There's just 2 ingredients that you really need. Some people say that you can put in onions, but kind of the purists will say don't even include onions, just potatoes and eggs. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take a potato and slice it up really thin. So you want thin slices, kind of like this. So just small thin slices of potato. And you're going to pour a bunch of oil in a pan and heat it up so that it's completely covering all of the potatoes, and you're going to fry them up until they're golden brown, kind of like that. You want them to be soft, not too crispy. So you'll probably want to cut up at least like 3 or 4 potatoes if you're making a larger tortilla. And then you're going to take an egg and, oh crap, crack it into a bowl more eloquently than I did, and kind of stir it up. Kind of like you're making scrambled eggs. And you're going to pour it onto your potato mixture. So you may take maybe 4 or 5 eggs, and you want there to be a lot of potatoes compared to how many eggs are in there. You're going to pour that whole mixture into a pan and cook it up until the bottom of the mixture is completely cooked. And you're going to take the pan and flip it onto a plate. And then slide that back into the pan and cook the top of it. And you'll end up with a dish that looks, it's kind of shaped like a cake, and it looks almost like a frittata. So you'll slice it up in little triangular pieces, and you get a little slice like that. And it's about that thick. And that is how you make tortilla de patatas. And then, how do you go back to the presentation? Okay. Yeah. So the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is when we eat, or when you might eat tapas, and that is kind of whenever you want. The Spanish eating schedule is a little bit different than our eating schedule. So you'll usually eat breakfast in the morning like we do. A lot of times we would just have toast for breakfast with a tomato spread on it. And then after that, in the middle of the morning, there may be like a small snack before lunch if you get hungry. And then after that is almuerzo, or lunch. And that, for the Spaniards, is their biggest meal of the day, where we might have dinner as our biggest meal of the day usually. Lunch is theirs. So after lunch, there's quite a long break between lunch and dinner, because they eat dinner very, very late in Spain, around 9:30 to 11 o'clock. When I was in Spain, we usually didn't eat dinner until 11, so we were always very, very hungry before dinner, and we would almost always eat food between dinner and lunch. So you may have a merienda, or mid-afternoon snack, and that's around 5:30 to 7:30. And then the hora del aperitivo, or tapas hour, is 8:30 to 10. So that may overlap with dinner, or it may be before dinner. You can have it kind of as a snack before dinner if you're hungry, or you can have it as a full meal to replace dinner if you eat enough of the tapas. So you may go to some restaurants with your friends beforehand and get a bunch of different plates to share, and just take small bites of every plate, and that's how you'll eat your tapas. And that is that for my presentation.
All right, moving on to the Philippines.